Hi everyone, welcome to X's and O's with LeRoy Butler. We're going to look at two plays from the New York Jets game.
Yeah.
And the first one we're going to look at is a defensive screw-up in the secondary, which we've done many times before. But this is an interesting play because it's really a nice play. I mean, a really well-drawn-up play. And what we get is two receivers over here, and two backs in the shotgun. You don't see that very often. You don't even see two backs in the backfield all that.
Not anymore. Everybody wants to run a lot of spread stuff. But this is a traditional offense. No fullback, but they got two tailbacks in there. So something's up.
This guy winds up being the key guy.
Yes.
And before the snap, he goes in motion.
Right.
And he lines up right here. Now you got bunch formation. Let's look at it on the screen so people can get an idea. There you see he's going in motion, and he's going to line up, I believe, right beyond Robbie Anderson, who's down at the bottom.
Right, and that's the #1 receiver, and that's your film study would tell you if he's out there for a reason. Otherwise, they're trying to get the ball to him, of course. I mean, you know that. 11 has to get the ball. That's why we got him in red on the board.
Okay. So the next thing is let's look at the defense and what we think they're playing, because it's sort of, when we were looking at it, you kept thinking, well, it looks like this, it looks like that, but that might just be because it got screwed up.
Because they got Pleasant. They got 35 and 50 as the linebackers.
Right.
It's like a traditional nickel, but it could be a dime defense as well, or it could be a straight nickel defense if you count Matthews as a lineman or a linebacker. It doesn't matter. But him and Gilbert are out wide. You remember we talked about this against the Bears, how Khalil Mack will walk out and jam these guys. On this particular defense, they got too many uncovered guys, and I think that's in your mind. You're thinking, okay, so first we have to diagnose the alignment, the assignment, and execution. If this alignment is correct, they're in some kind of cover two. If that's the case, then back here, Josh Jackson, okay, he's fine. And Matthews does a great job of jamming the tight end, and which the tight end was just doing max protection anyway. But now, if you have to look for work. These guys need to look and figure out something to do. You just got guys coming in here. I would have loved to see Gilbert out there, but he was coming in here. You got to look for work, and there's no work in there for Josh to do. He was just kind of hanging on this side right here.
Sort of worrying about the back, I guess, was his assignment.
Right.
Maybe it was either him or Josh Jackson.
Or they're working about the tight end leaking out or whatever. And I'll get to that in 1 minute. But I think the thing about it is, my film study would tell me also that if Robbie Anderson is out wide, they got to figure out a way to get him the ball, and they've been throwing him the ball all day. Okay, all day they've been getting him the ball. He had a career day, and on this particular touchdown, what happens is when number 40 comes out, that's kind of their scat back guy. They want to get him out in space. I'm thinking, well, if it's a true cover two, now you got a rolled up corner here, and you would have a corner in the slot that has to run with any receiver that goes vertical.
Yep, that's Bashad Breeland, that's Tony Brown.
And then you would have to have Tremont would have to rotate here and get the deepest of the deepest. And then you would like, when this guy goes in motion, you like Martinez to take one more step here wide to protect. If there's a third vertical, he can run with it.
Right.
And then, of course, the other linebacker, Pleasant, you would like him to just get deep. But he kind of hung around over here, and they exposed this half of the field. Okay. Now you can go to the other picture, and it'll show you. Now that's when there's a big dilemma. If you see 40, he's on the 40-yard line. He's standing by himself. And if you look to the left at that time, you see two Packers are breaking for this. Now the point you brought up to me, I thought it was brilliant. Jair Alexander, a couple times this year, when they throw these little hitch passes, he made the tackle right away. He was even throwing guys into the receiver. So the Jets, on their film study, they says, you know what, the Packers are being taught to jump any kind of hitch routes or screens. So this is a play drawn up especially for this group.
Exactly, and what you don't see there is right before Darnold looked right at the back and almost like pump faked, like I'm throwing it to you. And that just brought those two guys.
Yep, that's a good point.
Sucked them in.
Yeah, once they saw the break. Now, here's the thing, because I know this in this day and age, we want to know who's to blame, okay? I would think a lot of this, a portion of it would be coaching, a portion of it would be the player, and a portion of it would be the Jets get paid too, okay? This is a play that sometimes Fritz Sherman always told me, sometimes they just get you. And this is one of those plays, but you would think that you're putting Tremont in a bad spot because he got 2 verticals now. Yeah, those guys, him and Kurtz, they're going deep. I mean, what do? You got to just get deepest the deepest. Because both of those guys, they've already committed.
Right. So there's
and backside,
nobody
you get
on
no
them.
help backside at all.
Right.
Now, what if this was me and Eugene Robinson, we would lock up Jackson on the tight end. He's your guy. We would lock up the back, Pleasant. He's your guy. I would push Eugene wide, and I would rotate to the middle to take all the pressure off the guys who have to carry.
Right.
Now, Breland should not be going. He should not be going. He should be running down the middle with number 2.
Right.
He should be running down the middle with 2. He should not commit so early. Now, outside Brown, you know, if you're a roll-up corner, okay, you're aggressive. You can go ahead and do what Alexander was doing.
Yeah.
But you have to redirect and say, wait a minute. Would they really throw the ball to this side to 40 when 11's the guy? They're not going to put 11 out here to block.
Right.
Why would they do that?
Right.
So now just slow down. You're on the 33-yard line. They're already up 7-0. Something's up.
Yeah.
Okay, and my film study would show that they do move 11 around, but when he's wide, they're trying to get him the ball. So I'm going to come up and jam him. And when I jam him, Tom, I got plenty of time to come up to make this tackle. I just want to keep my leverage. And Breland has to do the same thing.
Right. Okay. That's a great point because, you know, the other thing is he's trying to make this great play behind the line of scrimmage.
Right.
But it's okay if he tackles him here.
Absolutely.
You know?
That's
I
right.
mean,
yes.
You could hesitate for a minute and see what Anderson's going to do or what Darnold is going to do.
Because if you could put your hands on him and slow him down, you're doing your safety a great favor.
Yeah, and really if it were done properly, if Breland came this way, Tremont would at least have a chance to defend Anderson. And let's look at the pass as we see it.
See, look at that. You got a guy breaking to the 8 and a guy doing a 9.
Yeah, the guy in the middle
is
Jermaine Kearse is just as open, and that would have been a touchdown too.
Yep, should have, would have. And now you got 2 Packers, you know, on the 30-yard line and behind. Just say, oh man! But again, it's a great. If you look at the top of the screen, though, you got 3 Packers up there covering nobody.
They're not a lot of time.
They're not even in the play. So that's why sometimes we could give a lock call. You lock the tight end, you lock the backup. Now as a safety, I can rotate to the middle and help out Tremont, and I would pick this middle ball off. Now Tremont can get wider, and he could probably pick this one off, or make the quarterback bring it down, and hopefully your rush gets there.
Right.
But it wouldn't be a touchdown. If he threw it to the check down, okay, they get 10 yards, but it's not a touchdown. We line up again.
Yep. And so the final photo shows you where Anderson cut
I don't
back
even want to look
on
at that
everybody.
Because you can see Tremont right there going, hey, where's my help?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
And I think Kearse beat Anderson to the end zone because he was open too. So anyway, all right.
And you can bet you believe one thing. You will see this against Detroit.
Yeah.
In some form or fashion, some kind of motion.
Yeah.
Or shift.
They could. I saw a play with Detroit where they start a back, or start the back here and goes in motion, and they just do a swing pass real quick.
Yep, that happened. So Galladay is going to be the Robbie Anderson this week. Yeah. So wherever Galladay is, he will set the strength of the defense, and we will roll to him, take him away, and force all the other guys to beat you.
Okay, great. And stay tuned because we're going to look at Davante Adams' game-winning touchdown. All right, so it's been a long time since we've shown a successful play. We tend to break down all the bad ones, but this was a good one for the Packers. Yeah. And basically, so they're at 1st and goal at the 9-yard line, I think it was, and they've got decide to go with 4 wide receivers.
I think it was the 15-yard line.
15?
But it's semantics. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Because this is the
I
play.
was asleep at that point at my computer because overtime puts me to sleep.
Well, this is the play that Aaron Rodgers referenced that he did a few weeks back against another team. But if you're the Jets, again, the defensive coordinator really is the head coach, you know, Bowles, and you're thinking, I am fine with this. But let's start backside first. You got Kumaro and Graham, they got a short split. So that makes a difference because you want to try to bring guys in to bring them out. If you're out wide, then bring them in, you may tip this backside safety to rotate in. You don't want to do that.
Right, you want to occupy him.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
And this linebacker, too, I
Yeah,
saw.
you need guys to just kind of figure out what's going over here because close splits means something's up, but on my side. You know, they can flood the zone, throw it out wide to Jamal, and these guys are blockers, and they can have it in. But now the guys we haven't read is the guy that's going to break, you know, he breaks Sterling Sharp's record. These 2 catches, he'll get that, I hope. So my thing is, if you're Aaron Rodgers, first thing you need, Tom, is great protection. If you don't have great protection, because this takes a while to develop.
Yeah, this is a long
And Bakhtiari, who will be all pro, but I'm just still upset he's not a Pro Bowler. I just don't understand it, but I got to get over it because Tyron Smith missed all those games. Okay, LeRoy, let it go. Okay, great.
Let's go.
He had great, they had great protection.
Yeah,
okay, and the reason why I got to give them some love, these guys been banged up all year. And James Campion, who I play with, he puts guys out there, they play hard.
Yeah, and the protection was so good that, you know, Jamal Williams didn't have to pick up anybody, and he went
absolutely.
There.
That's a great point.
You
and
know.
I should have put Scantling in.
Scantling.
I should have put him in red too.
Yeah.
Because this play won't work if he don't do his job.
Right, exactly.
Because we've been saying all year the young guys are not. No, the young guys are working hard and they're doing what they were supposed to do. Because I need him to occupy a few guys.
Let's show the first.
There's the setup right there.
Right. And
now you notice backside, to look at backside with Kumaro and Graham. They're in good spots.
And they're trying to take that triangle away, triangle of guys from the Jets out of that picture.
Right. That's exactly right.
Okay, so let's go back.
So now if you're Aaron Rodgers, I got my protection. I know what I want to do with the ball. And Aaron saying to himself, yes, this is the coverage that I want. We're drawing this up. Back in the 90s, we would call it a poach beater because we used to call it defense box poach. You remember that?
Yep.
And this was a poach beater. And I'm going to tell you something that Brian Noble always told me. If somebody stops, it's always somebody climbing. I never forgot that as a safety, okay?
Interesting.
And he was a middle linebacker. But I need 83 to come up in here and occupy this linebacker and this safety. I just need him to take one step forward or lateral, it's a touchdown. If he takes a step back, now Aaron has to go through his progression, and you could probably squeeze it in on 83, or you can go backside, or you can throw the check down to just survive.
Right,
okay, this is in overtime because you figured you got a field goal locked up, but we're trying to win the game.
Yeah,
that's what you're thinking.
What you said was, so the linebacker came here, and, you know, the point you made was that Scantling continued to go inside of the guy. He had to go inside.
Perfect.
And why is that?
Because you really want to clear out the window for Aaron here. Because if you don't run, say for instance, Scantling goes outside of the nickel. Right. Now you're like, oh boy, he's outside. Now Davante can't get the window that he needs to run his 8.
And 27, you know, he might be late influencing this guy.
Absolutely.
You know, and 27 might just see Adams.
He'll say, oh, well, I figured it out. Adams is the guy. But if it were me, I would walk 54 out over 83. I would put 41 in front of Davante Adams, put 21 back here, and just close off this side. But the Jets stayed there, and I'm all right with this coverage, but you go to the next picture. This is what you got to see. Now you see Scantling making his move, okay?
Right. And he's going to go inside of that guy. You can see he's making his move outside so he can break inside.
Yes, he is.
Rodgers is not looking at Adams, you know. I think he knows where he's going.
He knows where he's going with the ball. And he's so tickled right now because he has the coverage that the coaches have told him that they like to run on this part of the field and told him this is the reason why this is perfect. So all he had to do is throw a perfect throw. Now, he missed a throw to Davante that he said he wish he had back. Well, this is the one that he's going to get back.
Okay, let's look at the next one. And there's
there it is, right there.
So you can see he's basically triple covered.
Yeah.
The safety has moved in a step, and Scantling has drawn those other two guys right to him.
Yeah, and that's where he has to get some of the credit on this, because if he runs a lousy route, it won't work. And I also have to give Davante Adams credit, because most young wide receivers, they'll stop right there when they see that it's so open and expect the ball. Keep running to the next window, because that's where Aaron is going to assume you're right over the J, right over the Jets, the J and the E, and he's going to put it in a spot for you, and that's for safety.
So show us the route for Aaron.
So he basically comes up here and he leans out and he runs a tight, what we call an 8 route. Now, when he does that, the first window is right here, okay?
Because this guy is vacated.
Right. I just need the safety to just do that. This. That's all I need.
Yep.
Just one step.
And that's what he got.
That's exactly what he got, because 83 ran a great route, and we just showed the film, the cut to see these guys conversion, and what you get is a walk-off touchdown.
And let's see that one. There you go. You know, there's 27. He should have been the one who was deep.
Yep.
Taking that away.
Yep. And he's turning back. Look, he should be right where the E is, but again, if Davante stops, like where the J is, that guy can defend it.
That's
Aaron threw it the ball, perfect ball.
A nice beater against this coverage.
Cover 4, yes, yes.
Okay, well, hope you enjoyed that, and we'll be back after the coaching search is completed, and maybe we'll take a look at some of the schemes that the new guy brings.
And we may touch on the Detroit game, but who knows?
Yeah, maybe. All right, thanks for joining us.